Hey everybody, I'm Eric Johnson. I'm the EVP of Engineering at Gitlab, and this is the December 2020 Engineering Key Review. So if you're watching on YouTube and you want to follow along, you can Google GitLab Engineering Key Agenda, and the handbook page will come up. Hopefully, it's the first organic search result that we're reviewing here today. And for those of you in the meeting that prefer to read diffs, you can see a list in the Google Doc of the specific changes to the performance indicators YAML file that represent the delta between today and this meeting a month ago. So with that, Craig, you've got number 4. You want to voice that over?
Yeah, so going back to quality and S1 bugs, looks like we're making some good progress in December. The close time is looking good. I'd just love to ask the question. So we've been iterating on this. We went from we changed the methodology, and I think it's good. And then the last question was about bug aging, and just wanted to see if there are any insights from that investigation. Just wanted to see what Mech has to say.
Yes, thank you for that. Yes, we're not out of the woods yet. And point 5, we are doing some investigation. So we have some preliminary data here in A1, and the age is just a snapshot in time. I think in SEV1, the average age is around 130 days, and SEV2 is close to 350 days. And we do want to have PIs to start bringing this down ASAP. We have discussions on the POC on point Roman numeral 2, and we want this to be a time series and showing the trends on average age. And we're going to start fanning out to all the product groups as well. And we welcome feedback if you would like to see it in a different format. All ears.
Awesome. And Mech, have you got any insight from looking at the data, the aging yet? Anything that you wanted to call out? I haven't had a chance to look at the charts yet or anything like that. But.
Not in addition to what I've said. I think just the current snapshot in time is what we have. I think we can have more the next key review once we identify them or trends in certain areas.
Awesome. Okay, excited to continue to follow this thread. I think it's been good to get good insight into our quality from this perspective. So thanks for doing that. Okay, I did bring this up in the product key meeting because it is a joint OKR between product and engineering about usability, which is a FY22 key theme and part of our pillar of our 3-year strategy, which is exciting. So I guess the question I was going to ask, which I did there, was how are we progressing, and Anoop did answer this in the prior meeting, so we can make this short, but how are we progressing on the 50 usability fixed goal that we have?
Yeah, thank you for asking, and thank you for being interested. I'm excited about it too. So we do have 50 issues that are scheduled across 13.6, 13.7, and 13.8. 15 are closed so far. Anoop and I just met yesterday and agreed that we need to go through the closed issues and make sure that, one, they were closed because they were closed with an MR. So we'll do that. And then also that we agree with what was selected. And we realistically, some of them we won't agree with, and we'll take them out and say, yeah, awesome, you did it. Not saying it's not valuable, but it wasn't appropriate for this OKR, but that'll give us an opportunity to give better guidance to the PMs and designers in the future. So we don't see that as a bad thing. So that's where we are for this OKR. What I'm even more excited about is this quarter's OKR for user research to identify our top 10 usability problems. We've been working closely with product on this too. This is where we are identifying usability issues by severity and impact, so that we can come to product and say, like, these are the things that if we focus on them, will make the biggest difference, and work together to get those things scheduled in Q1. Anoop and I have been talking about that too. So we're having discussions right now about, like, do we do it by theme? Do we do it by a specific persona? But we're working through that together, and I think that'll be really meaningful.
Awesome.
Craig, I'll be very direct with you about this KR. So our initial instinct to do this kind of got the reaction collectively from everybody of, this is really hard. We don't really know how to do this. We think we have to collect more data before we can commit to anything. And what we decided to do instead was be ambitious and take on something larger than we thought we could do, and uncertain that could impact the ultimate goal of raising sus this quarter. So we actually expect to bomb this OKR, meaning probably not do all 50 issues and probably not see the impact and sus that we want. But the example of the failure from Q4 will build urgency in Q1 to do more, like a lot more. And so I just want to be setting expectations about why we're doing this. The idea that everybody is really creeped out by this one, but it's the right thing to do. So we're gonna do it and learn from it. But that's what we expect to happen.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah,
No, that's the way to do it, right? Put an ambitious goal out there, and if we fail, we'll learn, and we'll be better next time. I think that's a great way to frame it. So, but ideally, we'll find a couple usability things we'll fix, which will make the product better, which would be great.
We'll learn from it. Yeah, we'll know something at the end of this quarter we didn't know, and we'll have that much more precision next time we do this.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by that. All right. Well, thanks for that, Christy and Anoop. I know it's always good to do new stuff. So thanks for driving that forward. I have the next one as well. So this is on security topic. So I know that we're expecting our SOC 2 Type 2. Just wanted to check in and ensure everything's on schedule. And if you need any support, can the team help?
Absolutely, Craig. Thank you so much. Appreciate you staying on top of security, bringing up these questions, and giving me the opportunity to talk about it. Yeah, SOC 2 Type 2 report on track. The audit period ends December 31st, so the report will come out probably late January. We're also doing a SOC 2 Type 3 this year that'll come out mid-Feb, which is going to be a big win for us all. It's certainly valuable as customer collateral. It'll be great for the sales team and for the organization as a whole. We do have a few outstanding pieces of evidence we need collected in the next probably 2 days. We've reached out to those people. So if that's one of your people, please just encourage them to respond promptly, just because we're at the end. Like anything we don't have by end of day tomorrow, they'll just have to count as a finding, even if we do have it, right? Like, so timing is of the essence.
We'll make sure that our teams are there to help. So
Thank
let
you.
us know. Yeah, awesome. All right, next security topic. So I really like these charts on the cost of abuse. And I guess the question is, in the chart, there's both blocked and then suspected, right? So if I had $1 of that in the chart, do I think of it as, is that kind of cumulative? Is it, that's the amount we captured in the month, and then it's a monthly number? So basically, can I multiply it times 12 or not? I'm just trying to get a feel of the, of the magnitude of the impact here in terms of savings, in terms of storage savings.
Yeah, appreciate that. This is another topic that obviously everyone here knows that I'm really, really excited about, being able to quantify the amount of money we're losing due to abuse. And I know it's certainly a topic that you're particularly interested in, Craig. So really appreciate, the talks that we've had, the conversations we've had on improving this. So what you're going to see in the short term, this number is going to increase significantly from month to month to month. The reason is because right now it's in an early phase, right? So we're going to keep finding more ways to quantify abuse. Eventually, we're going to get to the point where we feel like we've captured all of the various scenarios. We're capturing all of the cost. At that point, what we hope to find is, as our technology, as our tooling and services become better at detecting and catching abuse through what we're using is machine learning, hopefully then you're going to start to seeing it decrease over time, right? So what you're seeing is monthly. That's a monthly cost. So what the blocked abuse is by the time that we've caught it and we've mitigated that abuse, that's what's already been spent. That money's lost. That's our expense. Tracked is because we want to err on the side of caution, because some of these are real users, real people, real instances, real companies, whatever. Tracked is where we highly suspect it to be of abuse, but we're not ready to completely delete those accounts, ban those accounts, whatever, in sake of caution, right? So you can see that number could be of higher magnitude, the actual abuse cost, but that's what we're trying to present. And again, as we continue to iterate and make this better, we suspect to be really close by the end of this quarter to having a real, a holistic view of abuse going forward.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Any other questions?
I guess just as I look at that top left chart, and you said that's the total So is that, it's storage, right? So
Yes.
does that mean we delete it once we do abuses, so we don't have to take that cost on a go-forward basis? So if it's a dollar, does that dollar continue, or is it a dollar that is it like
so
all,
the 20
is it all time, I guess is the question. You see what I'm saying? Just trying to
Yeah. And so it's by the month. So in the month of November 2020, we spent $22,200 on confirmed abuse that we have mitigated. That money's already spent. It's lost. We've mitigated that. That will no longer affect us. But next month it will be more. It'll be maybe either we confirm what we're currently tracking or new cases of abuse.
I got it. And so so the pivot here is the date we make the determination, and it's a lifetime number for that customer.
That's exactly right. And then we accumulate the cost over the lifetime of that account, or over the confirmed at least abuse of that account. And then that's where we get those numbers. Yep.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you. That's helpful.
Okay,
that clarifies my question. I was trying to do the math in my head to understand, okay, I'm trying to get to an annualized number in my head.
Got it.
And so I was just working through it. Okay. Thanks for that.
Yeah, you bet.
Appreciate it. That's really important. I think that's all I had.
Cool, I got the next one. We updated the development OKRs. We originally had the 5-minute app in there. That was mainly in case we had somebody assigned from our team, but largely it's been worked outside of our team, a la Sid, DC, and Shri. And Darby Frey is participating from development, so that we make sure that we, once this project really gets legs under it, we have development support for that. But in the meantime, we felt like because of that, it wasn't really a good development OKR. So we swapped that out for tiering changes, because that's a high priority project and a lot of focus that are associated with it.
Thanks for that. Smart to sneak the presentations in later in the Q&A, so it's less detectable, but I'm watching you. But thanks, Christopher. I think it was a good move.
Well, Eric asked me to give the update on that. That's fair. Eric asked me to give an update on that, and I just happened to be lazy and get it in later in the process. So it wasn't nefarious. And then since we're on the topic anyways, I put in their pro tip, but it's probably a remedial tip. If you are looking to update your status through the tooltips, you have to basically update the actual issue description to get the new percentages in there, because we use the tooltips to basically do it. So I'll give you an example of what Christopher is talking about. So engineering OKRs are in these issues. To avoid duplication, if you want the status, you mouse over and you get the tooltip, and you can see fat arrow 50% has been added to the title of the issue that this thing links to. However, if I want my tooltips to be up to date, what I have to do is edit my issue and add some white space, or I just added a cache buster down here. So I just replace this with, ASDF or something like that. That triggers the cache to rebuild, and then I know all of my OKR statuses will be up to date. And then relevant for Stella, welcome back, Stella. A heads up about this KR. I did get clearance to run a pilot to evaluate a third-party OKR tool. So I'm working on that with Christy and Rose, and we're just about to review the short list of vendors. So I'll add you to that review process if you're curious.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Because that'll make all this scoring and cache busting and manual tabulation an afterthought, and we can focus more on the actual meat of the OKRs. So we'll include you in that.
I thought we traditionally felt pretty strongly about dog fooding, so we'd stayed away from that. Did that change in the last few months?
We had an extended set of discussions about that topic with PM and Sid, and we got clearance to go ahead and do an evaluation. So haven't selected a vendor, let alone said, yes, we're going to pay money for this, but we're at least doing that evaluation. We'll be able to show the relative difference in effort between, getting it into issues which aren't purpose-built for it versus using a more purpose-built tool akin to Expensify for expense reports or something like that.
Great. Not against it. Just want to understand.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and we're also making GitLab better so that we can do a bake-off at the end of the season, and just added something that we're really close to getting a significant more money for our software project management and planning tools. So I think we're doing better than we might realize according to this data. So I think we should keep investing there to bring GitLab up to snuff, so we don't need a cache buster anymore.
Yeah, and this would be good. Like we just had the discussion about from Craig, like how are we doing on this usability sus goal, and the project manager of that, just answering that question involves, well, go to this list of issues, they're tagged appropriately, we got to manually do it. Obviously, we've already got features we can use today to make that better. But to get that in our process, engineering and product management, you really need to partner to kind of reconfigure how we're using issues and iterations and epics to start to fully use the power of what's there. And then when we start dogfooding, GitLab will become that much better for project management. And I think some of that will benefit OKRs down the line.
Yeah. Anoop is in the call. Anoop, I hope you're listening, and we should, it's a super tough. We got limited capacity and planning. A lot has to happen, but I think it's worthwhile to address any dogfooding things that we have.
Yeah, I think Plan has a lot of dogfooding things on their plate, so we can just go through them and prioritize which ones we want to do first and second and third and crank them out.
Just to give you an idea of how hard it's been, though, in Q3, we did an OKR to dog food, our plan stage, and using our iteration value, we ended up down scoping that to just use iterations. But I still want to see portfolio management fully hydrated with roadmaps and all this stuff. And that's a lot more work than just using one feature. So we really have to, I think, and engineering can't do it without product. Obviously, we have to partner on that. Lots more. And I already happen to have that in my one-on-one with Scott for tomorrow. So I'll just reference this. Cool. So Mex got an FY in 11. I've got 12, which was, it looks like we accidentally have maybe a support KPI categorized under development. So do we need to recategorize that in the YAML or not?
Yeah, so that's the sales renewal, which is also for internal sales, is my understanding. Satisfaction, not true, not true, that's the wrong term. External customer satisfaction. So in this particular case, it feels like it's still a development because we own that app and most of the operational considerations around that.
Okay, so then the intent is that this KPI is meant to inform what Bartek and his team are doing, making the portal better for sales.
Correct, and not general customer satisfaction.
Okay, got it. Thanks for that.
I'm happy to give it to Tom if he wants it.
He's got enough satisfaction scores in the support KPIs. Craig, you got number 13, lucky 13.
This is my key meeting public service announcement this month. So for FY22 planning, which we're all engaged in, we're providing a part of the plan is we want to have a set of initiatives, and then which we're going to describe as assumptions that drive the operating plan, and then the cross-functional dependencies that you need to be successful in that. So this usability is a great example, right, where you and product will be interlocked on this. So this is being asked for all you group members. I'll have a template. I'm getting a page live in the handbook, and we'll submit these via MR. And that way, which Sid brought up is a good point, that if the assumptions change during the year, we can have it's live, so we can iterate. So I'm just letting you know that's coming. I should have something for you this week, and we want to discuss this in mid-January. So I just want to give an FYI.
Cool. Thanks for that, Craig. That's it of the in the agenda. Anyone have a last question they want to just vocalize? No? Cool. All right. Thanks, everybody. Talk soon. Cheers.